Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I won't say this evening since it is currently 9:53 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and this is Tuesday's vlog. Yes, you guessed it. I slept straight through the evening last night. I got a really good night's sleep. And I went to bed super, super early last night. I went to bed at I was probably asleep by 10 p.m. And I was so tired last night. So I was like, I'm gonna lay down and take a little bit of a nap, and then I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna vlog, and then I'm going to finish my audiobook because I'm listening to Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and I had a little bit over 3 hours, and so I was like, I'll fit, because I'm listening to it at 3 times speed, and so I was like, well, I'll finish that too, because I'm trying to keep up on my books, trying to get to the 100 point, by the end of the year. But I'm going to talk all about that in a book vlog that I'm going to do here in just a little while. So I laid down at about 10 o'clock, and I was so cozy. So I woke up at 1:30. I woke up at 1:30 in the morning, and I took the dogs out. I think it was 1:30. I took the dogs out, and it was so cold outside when I took them out. They didn't even want to be out there for very long. Little guys ran around and did their potties, and then they came inside. So anyway, isn't it funny the words that we use for our dogs going outside? If we say outside, they know that word and they perk up. But also if I say I don't know how we got using the word potty, because it's obviously not potty, right? But anyway, it doesn't matter. So they did their potties, and then I brought them inside and gave them treats. And then they have their little treats, and then they go back to bed. It's real cute. So that's kind of our nighttime ritual. But usually I go vlog, right? So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna lay here for 5 or 10 more minutes. And then I laid there for 10 more minutes. And I was like, I am so tired. I was like, I think I'm just gonna sleep. So I fell asleep. I did not set the alarm that time. And I woke up at 4:45. And at that point I was just like, well, you might as well just keep on sleeping and then vlog when you get up. So that's what I've done. So that's what I'm doing. And I've come down with a little bit of a cold. It's really cold outside. It is well, right now it says it's 39 degrees, but it doesn't feel like it's 39 degrees. It feels like it is in the teens outside. It's cold. And last night it was super, super cold. And the idea of getting into my car when it's frigid until it warms up, which literally my car is so great. It it just heats up like that. Not to mention that I have a seat warmer, and I have my steering wheel heats up because it's heated right now. It feels real toasty warm. That happens within a minute or two of me starting the car, but still, that first couple minutes is pure misery. I have a Diet Coke. Actually, I have this, and then I brought another can because I'm going to do a book vlog too. So anyway, yeah, that was my night last night. Got a great night's sleep. And then, what did I do yesterday? I can't even really think about what I did yesterday. I didn't really do a whole lot yesterday. I was really rather lazy. I read a lot around the house because I've gotten all these graphic novels. So I kind of just sat around and read some graphic novels. I had to finish the end of Santa Jaws. I didn't really have that much of it left though, because I reviewed it for my review channel, which was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I was kind of just looking through other bad Christmas movies and stuff. And what else did I do? I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon yesterday. I started buying Christmas presents, which I should have done 2 weeks ago online. And what else? I made a Peterisms video going over the Magic book because I finished the magic book, well, now 3 days ago. And so I did a whole video talking about what I thought about the magic book. I'd really like to do that again with my Peterisms channel, where I pick another book. I think Melody Beatty, who's like my favorite inspirational writer ever, she wrote Codependent No More. And then the 2 meditation books that I love, the sister book to Codependent No More, which is called The Language of Letting Go. It's yellow. And then she also wrote Journey to the Heart. She's written a lot more than that. She's written the book Beyond Codependency. She kind of termed the phrase codependency, but I love her. And so I think she wrote a book called 40 Days and 40 Nights. And it's all about gratitude in your life. And it came out around the same time that the Rhonda Byrne Magic book came out, or the Magic by Rhonda Byrne. So I was thinking, like, maybe at the beginning of the year, doing that book. I remember getting that book, but I don't remember it necessarily being, I have it somewhere. I'm sure it's in the basement. But all of my, like, motivational self-help books are in the basement. But I don't remember it being, like, an activity book. But I could be wrong. I've seen so many deer out lately during the day. But I don't see any today. But look how pretty it is over here. That's where I did my, it's winter in Indiana for you. That's where I did my, what do you call it? Video where I was like, I called it something like Off the Beaten Path or something for my Peter Does Stuff channel. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, there's also another book that it's by Stephen Levine, and I think it's called A Year to Live. And it basically takes you through, like, every month. It's really a short book, and I've talked about it on my Peterisms channel before. And it takes you through, like, as if it was your last year to live on Earth. And like each month, right? And I think that would be a good book to do, like, over the course of a year. I've always wanted to do that book anyway. And so if I started it in January, I think that would be a good book to do over the course of a year. Another kind of, like, dream I've always had is I've always wanted to write a meditation book. And I always think, like, that I would start it, like, on my sobriety birthday or on January 1st. And then it would just be, like, it wouldn't really have any kind of theme to it other than it would just be, like, thoughts that I had, like, what was the greatest lesson that I learned for that day, and then just write it down. And then at the end of the year, I would have, like, an actual book of 365, like, just kind of thoughtful meditations of things that I had thought, like, what was the greatest lesson that I had learned for that day, you know? That's been something that I've wanted to start for a while. I had weird dreams last night, like, real weird dreams. I had this dream that I was, like, in this apocalypse, and it was like the end of the world, but it was like, there really weren't that many. It was kind of like, I'm trying to think of what movie it was that I watched. That when I read the book, but then when they turned it into a movie, I can remember watching it. It was like a dystopian kind of book. And when I watched the movie, I was like, the movie was so different than I thought the book would be. But it was very kind of like sepia-toned dream. And I was like with these other people. I was like with this husband and wife who I have no idea who they were. And then I was with this like guy that was like real familiar to me. But I don't know who it was. Although we were kind of like, in my dream, we were kind of love interests, I think. Which is weird. And then this couple had like 3 kids, and one of them was like this little like toddler that was like 3. But we were traveling together as like a pack. And we were like looking for a car because we needed like a car to get around, and we came up on this place, and it was like this guy had this like old, like he had like taken over this car dealership or something, and he was like, he had this group of guys that were like, they were all like real rough kind of like, you know, like something that you'd see in like the Mad Max movies, and they were all living there. And so we were gonna like, all they had was Porsches, and they were like 944 Porsches. They were like those old school ones. My dad drove one of those way back in the day. And so we were like making him a deal on these. It was just this weird random dream that I had. My stomach has been hurting so bad in the mornings for like the last couple weeks, and I really couldn't figure it out. It's like kind of like right when I go get my coffee or whatever, my stomach starts to hurt, and I think I just figured it out. I started taking vitamins like pretty consistently about 3 weeks ago, and I take vitamin D, and I take vitamin C, vitamin B12. I take my medicine, my epilepsy medicine, which is Depakote, and then I take magnesium. There's something else that I take. Maybe that's it. But I wonder if it's taking all of that stuff on an empty stomach. I'm sure it is. That makes my stomach hurt, you know? It's probably, I need to eat something before I take it. I started talking about this friend of mine, mentioned her name. I don't know why I do that all the time. It's like I have this total comfort level of just like talking on here. And so I feel like I don't know, just, I guess I feel like I'm just talking to a friend, you know, when I'm vlogging. Which I love that then you guys are like, we are just your friends. That always makes me so happy when you comment that. But like, I forget sometimes that I'm just like not sitting in the car talking to Tanya. Because I would say to Tanya, you know, like, oh, Judy Smith was telling me when she was taking vitamins, you know. And I have this, it would be fine, except for that I have this way of like, I don't know, Tanya and I do this a lot, actually. Maybe it's because we have a lot of friends that have the same first names or something, but like, I'll say somebody's first and last name. I do that a lot. Like, even to Alex, I'll do that. Like, you know, like Judy Smith. I don't know why I do that. But I do have a lot of friends that have like the same kind of name, or they have the same first name. I think that's why we do it. I don't know. And what's even funnier is like in recovery, you don't typically use people's last names unless they introduce themselves by their last name. A lot of people in recovery do introduce themselves by their last name. I'm not somebody that really cares, right? But like, so somebody, like if there were two Peters, somebody would refer to me as like Peter M. Like to keep it anonymous. So like Tanya and I will be talking and like I'm just making up, I don't know, a Peter whatever, but let's just say if there was like Peter J, right? She'd say, well, I was talking to Peter J the other day. Oh my gosh. But since I am gonna be mentioning a friend, since I am talking about mentioning friends, I do want to shout somebody out, and that is my dear friend Max. My friend Max started a YouTube channel, and he asked me for his assistance, so I was helping him a little bit yesterday with it. But he, his channel is kind of about like going to prison, addiction, what got him into prison, what it's like, kind of a prison channel, so to speak, but it's not going to necessarily be all about that, he said. But his first channel is up, or his first video is up, and it's about how he ended up in prison. And it's a pretty crazy story, and he's really cool guy and has like, just learned so much in his life from what he's gone through and the, you know, his addiction and things like that. So I'm going to link his channel below. It's his first and last name, but I'm just going to link it so you guys can go check it out. And his first video is called, I think, How I Went to Prison. And I was kind of like wondering how he's like a trained stand-up comedian. So he's been a stand-up comedian for years and years and years before all this happened to him. And he has a way of being kind of very sarcastic and tongue-in-cheek. But like, in talking to somebody, I don't know how to explain it. Like, so if I was talking to a sober friend of mine and we were talking about something that happened to us back in the day, like the ability to find some humor in that today, and I'm not talking about like horrible stuff, but I'm talking about like, you know, just some of the, you know, choices that we made or whatever back in the day, you know, when we were using, like sometimes like people in recovery find common humor in that. Well, that's dangerous when other people are, you know, because they don't understand that humor. It doesn't make sense to just, you know, what people would call a normie, who is somebody that doesn't, you know, doesn't have addiction issues. Like sometimes people don't understand that humor. They're like, why would you laugh about something like that? So he is definitely somebody like that because his sense of humor is hilarious. And I was a little worried watching it. I was like, ooh, okay. But he did it. His video is fantastic. And I was just really proud of him. And he really wants to help people by telling his story. And there's a lot of hope to his story too. So anyway, I will link his channel below. His name is Max. Please go check him out. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. All this construction work today. I think it would be absolutely miserable to do construction out in the cold. Especially these guys are like working with water and pipes and stuff like that, like underground. I just think that that would be absolutely the most miserable thing in the entire world, to be like working outside and having to be dealing with these big, you know, hoses of water and things like that. I just can't even imagine. This was actually not the way that I was going to take this morning. I was listening to my audiobook, and I just kind of started driving in this direction. And I was like, well, which way can I go that the sun won't be too bad? And you obviously see that I picked the right direction. Not at all. I love seeing things during the daytime, like when I vlog around, because I mean, it's not like I just, you know, randomly, unless I'm listening to an audiobook, just drive around and like, oh, look, there's that and there's that. I mean, I don't do that, you know, during the day. So it's funny, like, when I vlog during the day, because I see like people's houses and stuff that like during the nighttime I don't see. Because it's so dark outside that you only see like the Christmas lights, or, you know, you only see like distant lights from like a long driveway or something, but like during the day you can see all this stuff. I think when I get home, because I'm going to do a book vlog after I do this vlog, and then I'm going to go home and I'm going to upload those, and then I think, because I got up early today, I may have a little lunch, some maybe vegetable soup, and I should do carry out today from somewhere. I was talking to my friend Valerie. You know, Tanya and I, we go to the Meijer, what, 3-4 times a week anyway. And I always usually get my groceries at the Meijer. But a lot of times Meijer won't have like what I want, and then I end up having to go to Kroger or, you know, whatever. And so I was talking to my friend Valerie the other day. Hey, Valerini. We were talking last night and texting and stuff. And she was like, do you ever order your groceries, like online? Do you ever have them deliver your groceries? And I was like, well, we did. Like, I did Amazon Fresh when we were stuck at home and we couldn't leave. And I said, but now that I go to like Meijer and stuff, I just like, get my groceries at Meijer. And she's like, it's so much easier. She's like, you should totally do Amazon Fresh, right? Or I can't remember which one she does. I think she might do Instacart or something. I don't know. Tanya does Instacart too, even though she goes to Meijer. But that way it limits like how many times she's going to Meijer and stuff like that. Because we will only go to Meijer like late at night. Well, I'm sure I've gone some other times, but like we don't like to go when there's like thousands of people there. We like to only go when it's like really late at night and there's like 10 people in the entire store. So, so Tanya, like, because I talked to her yesterday and she was telling me that she had like Instacarted some stuff. So she must do that too, on top of like going to Meijer. And we don't really ever go to Walmart anymore. Tanya will go to Walmart sometimes, like if I'm not with her. But I don't love going to Walmart at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Well, now, I mean, they're closed at 12, but 10, 11 o'clock at night, it's so packed. And I just feel like, I don't know, like I just like the Meijer so much more. Anyway, it's cleaner and they have their stuff put away and the people are friendlier that work there, I have found. So that's just my overall assumption. Although I know a couple people that work at Walmart that I love dearly, so that's kind of a generalization, I guess. But the Walmart and the Meijer that are across from each other, when we go to that Walmart, it's just not the greatest experience compared to the Meijer across the street. The people are so friendly and they know us and they're always like, hey, that's probably what it is, So anyway, but Valerie was like, oh, you should, order, this wasn't yesterday, this was like a week or two ago. She was like, you should order stuff. It's so easy to have your groceries delivered to the door, right? So I was like, like with stuff like water and Diet Coke and whatever, like that would be really easy. And I had already gone through that first like 12 pack of Diet Coke that I picked up at the gas station a couple days ago. Although I will tell you that stuff like that at the gas station is super cheap. So I was like, well, it would be easier because it would just be on my doorstep then, right? And like I wouldn't have to like go and pick it up and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to try this Amazon Fresh thing. We haven't done this in forever. So I did Amazon Fresh. Let me just tell you, this is what my rant video is going to be about today. So I don't want to talk about it on here. Not that I mind the whole Amazon Fresh thing or the Instacart or whatever, but like, it just was, I don't know. It was kind of a whole funny situation that happened. So needless to say, I love my Meijer. But like when Tanya and I go to Meijer, she always gets like all these groceries and then like I have to carry, I help her carry them up to the door, and then like some of the stuff stays in her, like I have to put in her truck for her because she's gonna take it to the kennel. And then I get home and I have to unload all of my groceries. Don't you hate that, unloading your, what is this? These are like first world problems, unloading your groceries. Those people literally, they did not throw their pumpkins away. They just put them out there in their compost pile, which I guess is probably what you're supposed to do, right? But anyway, that house is so cute and it says sold. I wish they had sold it to me. I wish I was buying that house. Do you ever see houses and you're like, oh, I wish that was my house? All the time. I mean, I love my house. I love my condo, but I'll love it even more when we have the whole thing redone. My dream would be, if you want to talk about manifesting something, my dream would be to be able to save enough money to just hire a contractor to come in and just be like 3 months, just redo the whole condo. And then like our neighbors, before they moved in, the couple before them, they were from southern Indiana. That's what they did. They hired, I don't even think it was 3 months. I think it was probably like 6 weeks. They hired contractors, and these people came in, and I mean to tell you that that condo does not even look like the same place anymore. That condo before, it was okay, but it was like, it very much looked like Brady Bunch, kind of, inside. And now it looks like some cute cottage in, like, Cape Cod. It's, like, adorable. They redid the kitchen, all the cabinetry. They redid all the bathrooms. They redid, she's taking me through it. They redid, oh, and a couple before it, too. Like, they had it decorated so beautifully. They had, like, all these red and white, like, plaid, like, prints and on, like, chairs. Now, our neighbors now have it decorated really cute, too. But they weren't up there, our neighbors, very often. He was, like, this bigwig from Southern Indiana, and he did, like, they would only come up, like, 1 weekend a month to, like, see their kids, and that's why they had a condo. So, I mean, it's nice to have somebody that's in there, like, all the time now, you know? But I told Alex, I said, my dream, to manifest this dream, would be to, like, save enough money to have the whole condo redone, and then we would just, like, board the dogs for, like, you know, 6 weeks, and then we would move into, like, like one of those extended care apartments, or, you know, hotels with the dogs. And I just hate doing that to the dogs, you know, in such a small place. And then we would, yeah, and then we would just be there and then move back in, and it would be, like, completely done, new furniture and everything. Can you even imagine? That's my dream. I don't need to move. I don't need a new place. I love my condo, and, you know, there's a part of me too that, like, was my mom's place, and so there's something nostalgic about it to me. And I think, like, Alex was, like, of the belief that, like, I wanted to keep all of this stuff that was my mom's and whatever, which we don't really have that much anymore. It's like the dining room table and the secretary desk. And we were talking one night, and I said, we can get rid of all of it. I don't even care at this point. Like, you know, the front walk where my mom, like, gardened and stuff in the back patio, like, we can't change that. So that will forever just kind of remind me of my mom. But other than, like, the backyard, I mean, I remember standing out there and talking to my mom on the back patio, you know. But, like, no matter what we do at the back patio, it'll kind of always, like, just sitting out there will remind me of my mom. You know, I don't need a sanctuary tribute to my mother, you know what I mean? And I looked at him the other day and I said, we can get rid of everything in this place and get all new furniture, and you can pick out what you want, and blah, 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 because we saw all this cute furniture when we were at, what do you call it? Ashley Home Furniture, which I've heard so many people say bad things about their experience with Ashley Home Furniture, including my cousin, that said that it took her like 15 or 16 weeks to get something delivered, and then she even then had to, like, go back and forth with, like, the customer service department or whatever, which is crazy to me. I'd never heard that before. I had always heard people have good experiences with Ashley Home Furniture. Oh my God. What was that movie back in the day? Varsity Blues. This girl that I worked with, she and her husband loved that movie, Varsity Blues. And I think James Van Der Beek in that movie goes, can I ask you a question? I can't remember why, but anyway, she would always say that to me at work. She thought it was so hilarious. She'd be like, can I ask you a question? Because she and her husband loved that movie. I've never seen that movie. But I did love James Van Der Beek back in the day. I loved that show Dawson's Creek so much. Oh, but anyway, we'll get to Dawson's Creek in just a second. But Alex wants one of those huge, like, L-shaped couches, you know? And, like, a white one, which is just, you know, death with dogs. But anyway, and then I saw all this, like, 1950s furniture that I love. Not 1950s, but mid-century kind of cute stuff. With this big desk. And it was, like, wood, and it was like this kind of, like, cedar looking kind of garbled wood. Garbled, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Warbled wood with, like, wrought iron. It was really cool, and it had this huge bookshelf that came with it. And I was sitting there and I was, like, adding it up in my head, and it was like 2 chairs, a table, a desk, the bookshelves, and a couch, and it came to like $2,500, and I was like, what? Like, that's it for all of this whole section? And I was like, that could be our back living room. He could have his couch in the front, and then we would be set for downstairs. he found a couch that he wanted there. I said, we just go into Ashley Home Furniture and we can make them a deal and just say, like, here, we want all this stuff, cut us a deal. And then if we ordered it when we were having this stuff done, don't you love how I dream? I dream about stuff that's never going to happen. Do you guys do that? Dream. Look at this little house right here. I never show you guys this, but they have like this little pond, and it has like at night that water fountain lights up red and gold, or red and green. But this is the area that I always show you guys. I always turn it and go, look, this is what Indiana looks like. But it does. Isn't that so pretty? Not. I mean, it kind of is in a desolate kind of way. It gives me serial killer is what it gives me. Oh, speaking of, I started watching that movie last night on HBO Max. Not movie, the series, that Murder in... It's the one that takes place, it's the Barbara... I think her name is Barbara... I don't know. Her son's name is something Hamburg. Barbara Beach, maybe? And it happened in Connecticut. I'm literally only like 15 minutes into it, but the first thing I have to say is, okay, this woman was renting this house. Like, these houses along there were massive. Like, who rents a house like that? Like, these houses were massive. But so many people have told me to watch this documentary, so I thought, well, if everybody told me to watch this documentary, I guess I'll watch this documentary. I'm also going to do a review of the Heaven's Gate docuseries. I may do that today, actually. I've been trying to kind of like steer clear of like the Starbucks reviews for a while, and then I'm gonna like go boom, 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 boom right before Christmas. Or maybe I'll do, I don't know. Yesterday I did, okay, so that was that documentary. So I'm only like 15 minutes into it, don't ruin it. I don't know a whole lot about it. But it's so weird because it was like Channel 8 news, and it looks like our news, and we have Channel 8 news here. And then it was talking about Madison, and I was like, are they talking about Madison, Indiana? That's where Shanda Shear was killed. If you didn't know who Shanda Shear is, she was a 12-year-old girl that was killed by 3 other teenagers, and that happened in like 1990, the year I graduated from high school. Those girls are all out of prison now. Just crazy. Dr. Phil's done like all these shows with them, and like Shanda Shear's mother and sister, and because I watched them all, and I became kind of obsessed with that case. Back in the day, I read the book Cruel Sacrifice by Aphrodite Jones, and that book was about Shanda Shear and how she was murdered by these girls. And that's a weird pool to just be sitting way out there. That's weird. Anyway. See the things I see during the day that I don't see at night. But Shanda Shear was killed like in the middle of this like wooded forest area by these 3 other girls. They like tortured her. It was horrible. I can't believe they ever got out of prison, quite frankly, but they did. And this mother and her sister, this mother and Shanda's, I think it's Shanda's sister, like I've gone on Dr. Phil a couple times talking about how they think it's so unfair that like these girls are out, well, they're my age, living their lives, and their daughters are never gonna, which I totally agree with. I mean, it was cold-blooded murder. But the thing is like 2 of the girls were like kind of accomplices because they helped kidnap her or take her. The other 2 girls are the ones that actually killed her. And it's a crazy story. There's been a couple books written about it. She was 12 years old when she was killed, and these girls were like 15 or 16 when they killed her. Aphrodite Jones used to write like a lot of true crime books. I think she was in the FBI or something. So anyway, yeah, that's as much as I've watched of that true crime documentary. I don't know much else about it. I probably wouldn't have watched it if nobody else had recommended it to me, because I definitely wouldn't have seen it on like HBO Max. But when I pulled it up, I was like, this looks really good. Like, I think I'm interested in seeing this. So thank you for recommending it to me. And then after this, I'm going to watch The Undoing. And then I don't know what I'm going to watch. I was talking to Alex about what he was watching. Oh, he's watching I'm gonna get it wrong. I think he's watching The Order. Is that a show? He's like real into it, real intense, because every time I'm like, what are you watching? He's like, The Order. I'm like, okay. And then he starts laughing, and I'm like, maybe it's not called The Order. I don't know what it's called if it's not, but I think it's The Order. Yeah, I don't know. I want to watch The Undoing because I've heard great things about it. I also need to watch the second season of Big Little Lies. I have like shows written down in my phone, on my note. Well, I have them like, typed into my notepad. I always say stuff like written down in my phone, or like, I'll say to Alex, like, I taped this show, and he'll be like, oh, you did? You taped it? You taped it on a VCR tape? I'm like, shut up. And he starts laughing. He's like, where's your VCR? I actually do, though, have a VCR. I have one in the basement. Well, we have one in our bedroom, but we don't ever use it. Then we have one in the basement, which isn't even hooked up, and then I have one in my office. Can you guys believe? No wonder I have a cold, because I have like shorts and a t-shirt on and Birkenstock sandals. But it's like toasty warm in here now, so it's kind of like I'm at the spa. I think I'm gonna do a rant video today. I don't know if there's any drama going on that I want to talk about, so we'll have to go and see. If there is, I might do a drama video and a rant video. We'll just see how I'm feeling. And then a Peterisms video, but I do one of those every day. And then a review video, but I don't know what I'm gonna review yet. I ordered all of this stuff. Well, this was days ago from Amazon. I ordered some really fun stuff, but I don't think it comes until tomorrow. But I wish it would come today because I'd like to review some of that stuff. I ordered stuff for like 6 or 7 videos. And I don't want to talk about it yet. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Okay, you guys, I couldn't talk about it until it happened, but she sent me a message yesterday, so I guess I can talk about it. Where's my lip? Put my lip balm on. So, you guys, I get the really cool, the coolest cameo requests, right? And somebody asked me yesterday, they're like, is it weird if I get a cameo for myself? No, people get cameos for themselves all the time. People are like, it's my birthday on Tuesday. Will you sing me happy birthday? Or will you do this? Or a lot of people will be like, they ask for pep talks. Or whatever, but a lot of people get them from themselves. But I got this request, and I was like, I told Alex, I said, this is the coolest thing ever. And this guy was like, can you wish my fiance, or can you wish my girlfriend a Merry Christmas? And he was like, and he was kind of specific with how he wanted it. He was like, she watches a lot of your videos. If you could do like the Beast fan and whatever. And he was like, and whatever else you want to do, I totally like try. I can't remember how he said it, but he was like, just whatever you want to do. But he was like, at the end, can you ask her if she'll marry me? And I was like, what? Like, oh my God, I get to propose to somebody for their boyfriend in a cameo. So I had so much fun doing it. I was so excited, and I like waited till the very end, and then I threw it in there as kind of like this big surprise. So anyway, she messaged me yesterday, and she was like, I said yes, and your cameo was so sweet. Thank you so much. And I was like, oh my God, that is the coolest thing. It's so funny because I get like the majority of people that buy the cameos are like boyfriends or husbands for their wives or girlfriends. I get a lot of friends that buy them for each other too. Like, it's really strange because like I've gotten to learn a lot about the people that watch my videos by like these cameos, because people will, by like getting to see what they say, because people will say like I've had a couple where it's like people like are coworkers, and then they started watching my videos. And then they would talk about my videos every day, and they became really close friends, which, how cool is that? And then, I mean, like, I just feel like so honored, you know? And then there'll be other people that will be like, my friend and I haven't been able to see each other, you know, be in 6 months because of COVID, and she lives here and I live there, whatever. I get a lot of those. And, you know, but we love your videos, and we always call and talk about your videos, or we'll text each other, have you seen Peter's newest video? And it's just so cool to see that these videos that I sit down and do, that are just about, you know, whatever, that there are people that are like, I don't know, that they're connecting through these videos, like, and it's not like, and I know that they're mostly talking about my drama videos, which, let's just be for real, it's like, those are not like these serious, like, in-depth videos, right? But like, that they find humor in that, or they laugh, you know? I got a message, Alex sent me this message, somebody's texting me. Alex sent me this message from this woman yesterday. It was the nicest message, but like, it really like moved me emotionally, because she said that she'd been having a lot of health problems recently, and that she'd been watching my videos, and my videos have been really helping her. And then I gotta find her on Instagram, because Alex like screenshot her name. I need to send her a message. And Alex, and so anyway, and she said that her the cancer had come back, and that she's gonna have to start chemotherapy again next week, and that she was thankful for my videos to watch get through it. I mean, like, that is like amazing that anybody would say that, you know? And I don't know, it's crazy. It's like, I never thought ever, like, when I started, you know, on YouTube making videos, like, anybody would ever say that, you know? And I think maybe it's just because I started on BookTube and I never really thought this whole thing out. Like, I never thought... It stopped. I feel like I meet so many people that, like, it is hot in here, and it's kind of making my stomach hurt a little bit. It's not the vitamins. I feel like I meet so many people that when they get on YouTube, it's like right away they're like, well, I would like to make this, you know, a career, or I want to live off of this, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's fine and that's great, but like, that doesn't happen to very many people. But if you want to do that, like, I always say, like, is this your passion? Like, is this something that you really like? Like, I wake up every day, and I don't, at this point, which is crazy because it's been 4 years, like, I don't know, 4.5 years for my BookTube, I don't know who I would be if I wasn't making videos. Like, I don't know who I would be if I wasn't, like, connecting with you guys, and, like, even, like, if I just got rid of this channel, let's say, right? Like, I don't know who I would be if I wasn't driving around in a car talking to myself or talking to you guys. I just don't know who I would be. And so it's like, I have this immense pull and passion to do this every single day. And I think, like, to some degree, you have to have that, because stuff's gonna happen. Life's gonna be hard, you know, like, obstacles are gonna happen. You know, I lost my aunt and my uncle since I have started on this channel. I've lost multiple friends that have passed away, you know? Life's hard. Like, so you have to have something that you absolutely love to do, that you keep on doing through those times. You know, it's like, I think, I don't compare this to being an artist or being a writer or being a singer or being a painter or whatever, but you know how people, like, they cathartically use all of that to get through tough times? I think that to some degree that's what I've done with YouTube. Is like, come on, especially on this channel, is come on here and talked about what I'm going through and the hard times and how stuff has been tough and whatever. And it's been so incredibly helpful to me, you know? And I would never, like, I just can't even imagine my life today without YouTube. I just really, I can't even, like, it's crazy to me, because before I started it, I couldn't imagine my life with YouTube. Like, I couldn't imagine. I remember saying to Alex one time, like, something about, it was like right after I'd started my BookTube channel, And I remember I was watching like booktubers that were posting, and like, maybe it was before I started, but I was just like, can you imagine? Like, I was so excited by the whole thing. I was like, can you imagine if that was your life? Like, I mean, he could care less, because this isn't something that he loves, right? And we should love what we each love. And I was like, can you imagine if, you know, this was my life and I got to post videos every day? And hold on a second. Thank you. But I was like, this must have been before I started, because I was like, can you imagine if this was my life and I got to post videos every day and just talk about all this, you know, book stuff on there. And, you know, Alex and Tanya, I think, had heard so many ideas at that point. But I do remember Alex saying to me before, he was like, well, babe, if that's something that you really feel like driven that you have to do. Alex has always been about that. Like, whatever you're driven to do, do it. And I did feel so incredibly driven. I felt like at that point, before I started it, like, if I didn't start it, I was gonna feel incomplete. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like, I felt like if I don't start this booktube channel, like, my life is gonna feel incomplete, and I'm gonna look back on it and I'm gonna be like wondering what it would have been like had I always started it. So that was really what was going on with me right before I started booktube. But I wasn't looking to make a living off of it. I wasn't looking to like turn it into my career. I wasn't looking to start 6 channels. Like, that was nowhere on my radar, you know? Like, it's... And I think, like, you know, I look back on, like, that first year of booktube for me. I was posting videos on booktube every single day. I was, like, sometimes I was posting 2 videos a day. I just loved everything. I was just obsessed with booktube and posting videos. I loved it. And I still do. I get so excited about everything to do with YouTube, you know? And, oh, I mean, not everything, but... And I think, like, one of the things I love is when I find, like, new people that seem to have that same, like, passion or drive. Because you can see it in somebody. You can see if it's somebody that is, like, doing it because they feel compelled to, or they're doing it because they want to turn this into a job, you know? And I think that I mean, I've talked to quite a few YouTubers out there that are like, well, I want to do this because I want to make content and I want to make money off of this and whatever. And they are, you know, and they're doing very well at it. I know a lot of people that are like that. And they're very professional and they're very, like, organized and thought, and that's not me. I'm like the crazy artist, you know, with paint everywhere, whatever, and that works for me, you know? And I'm kind of like, purisms video, review video, what next, you know, like, and that really is kind of how it works for me. I mean, I do have a list of, like, last night I made a list of videos that I wanted to make for today, but I'll, like, sometimes go through the whole day and forget that I even made my list. So what's the point of the list then, I guess? I don't know. I don't think it really maybe matters why you get on YouTube, but I think for to keep you on there for longevity of happiness, like, if you're getting on YouTube and you think you're gonna do it to make money, I'm not saying that you can't and that it can't be a job for you, because I believe that it can be. I believe that people that are completely disinterested in YouTube and have no interest in the platform whatsoever and have no interest in social media could turn it into a money-making deal. I really do believe that. But the longevity of being interested, I mean, because you kind of have to live it and breathe it 24 hours a day. You know, like, there's a major chunk of my life that's about filming, uploading, looking at stuff, watching other videos, driving around in a car, talking. I mean, you know, you kind of have, maybe if you do it, maybe if you don't have 6 channels, I don't know, you know. I'd have 20 channels if I could. I'm constantly thinking of new channels, you know. I did something the other day in my video where I was like, I'm not a drama, if I wasn't a drama channel, I was doing all this, and people were like, oh my God, can you do an ASMR video? And I was like, oh, don't even start with me, because I would love to have an ASMR channel, because I think they're so weird. But I do think they're weird, but I have to tell you, I recently started listening to some ASMR probably like 6 months ago, and I totally understand it. I understand why people like love it. Like, it totally makes sense to me. It is so relaxing. And it's weird. There's this one where it's all it is cleaning these luxury shoes. Have you guys seen these? It's like cleaning these high-end luxury shoes. And when they come up, I can't not watch them. It's crazy. They come up in my suggested all the time. So anyway, but I'm not starting an ASMR channel. I don't even have a microphone. I was talking to Michael about that from Popology, and I was like, I need you to teach me how to use a microphone. And when I was talking to Emily Baker, because Emily Baker, do you guys know Emily Baker? Oh, she's so fantastic. And we became fast friends, and she's just a really cool woman. And I love her. And you want to talk about somebody that is so passionate about what they are doing. I mean, she is like, I have wanted this for so long. She is so excited about everything to do with YouTube. She makes me, like, when I talk to her, she makes me excited about YouTube. Like, she is one of the coolest women I have ever interacted with in my life. She's one of the coolest people I've ever interacted with in my life. Like, she knows what she wants, and she goes for it. And she doesn't back down. She doesn't stand down. She just is a really, really cool woman. I adore her. And, so, I don't know. She's really a neat woman. I was thinking of some things that we were talking about, but I'll just leave that between Emily and I. She is just, I mean, nothing bad, just, it's her stuff to share. But she's like, if you guys go to her channel, she has a TED Talks on her channel that she did, and it's so powerful, you guys. And it's about like doing what you love in this world, and why she left being a district attorney for Los Angeles County. It's really a cool video. So anyway, she just is like, I love her, and she is somebody that just exudes passion about YouTube. And she's being really successful at it. And you know what? And I think that that is very telling of the fact that she's passionate about it, you know? I mean, you can tell people that are just like doing it for this or doing it for that. And so I think for the longevity part, like, if you're passionate about it, if you can't like not do it, like, trying to think of who else drama channel wise. Well, Adam Mcintyre, like, he posts like 3 or 4 videos a day, and he was getting like a lot of crap about it. And I messaged him. He's been very nice to me, and I messaged him and I said, hey, listen, I said, do what you want to do. If you want to post 4 or 5 videos a day, post 4 or 5 videos a day. It's your channel. Have fun with it, you know? And he was like, so nice. He was like, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. He was like, yeah, people have been giving me kind of a hard time about it. And I'm like, who cares? When I started BookTube, I was posting like 2 videos a day. I remember when I started on and I told him this, when I started on drama channel, doing drama videos, I was posting sometimes 3 times a day. And people will be like, why is Peter, I may get back to it. I kind of miss doing it. And people were like, why is Peter posting 3 times a day? Well, I wouldn't do all of the drama in one video. And I would like, now my videos are so long, they're like 30 minutes long, but I would do like, you know, 14 to 17 minute videos, or 10 minute videos, 12 minute videos, and do 1 story. So I would do 3 stories throughout the period of a day, right? And I can actually remember Trisha Paytas saying something in a video when she like talked about me, saying something about, he posts like 3 times a day, which, like, who does that? That's crazy, right? And then she literally, that winter when she went through the breakup with Sean, was posting like 3 to 4 times a day. And then all of these people started posting like 3 to 4 times a day. And I'm like, I'm not saying that I invented the wheel, because I know that there were a lot of people before me that posted several times a day, because I saw them, you know? But I think that like, when you're that driven to do something, like, do it. And don't let people tell you that what you're doing is wrong or different or weird or whatever, you know? I think if I didn't have so many channels right now, I probably would post more often on my drama videos, because I feel compelled to post videos. Like, I love to make videos, and I love interacting with you guys. And so, like, if I'm not making a Peterisms video, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still making 4 videos a day, so if I wasn't doing that on other stuff, I think that I would do it on, you know, my drama channel videos, but who knows? Who knows? Oh, man. Well, all right, you guys, I am going to get off here. And I am going to listen to my audiobook for like 10 minutes so I can rest my throat from talking for over an hour. I think I'm like at an hour and 2 minutes or something like that. And then I'm going to do a booktube video, booktube vlog. I'm going to talk about all of the Alice Oseman stuff that I'm reading. So if you guys want to hear about that, come over and check out my booktube today. And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to make a cheese sandwich, Havarti cheese sandwich on whole wheat, and some vegetable soup. And that my mother-in-law made, this delicious vegetable soup. She made us lentil soup the other day. She's been cooking a lot. Isn't that so sweet? So anyway, and yeah, I think that's it. So, I hope you guys are having an amazing, what is today? I usually have to do it for the next day. I hope you guys are having an amazing Wednesday. Tomorrow's trash day. I have to remember that. Okay, I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. I love you guys so much. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. And I never talked about Dawson's Creek tonight. Tonight, we'll talk about Dawson's Creek. Dawson! I love you, Dawson. I love you, Joey and Pacey. Bye. Love ya. Love ya. Bye.